Classic.
Name a worse combination than orange and brown.
Purple and gold.
All right, I do it. Put that out there real quick.
Think about it, man. Like, would you ever put purple and gold together?
Yes.
Like,
that ties in everything before
but that makes the movie for you, though.
It does, because it answers questions. Yeah. Why didn't I think about that?
Because it's a bad idea.
No, that's a good idea. What's poppin' and what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seth
and your boy Fred,
and we're back with another kick episode. Today we're talking about Marvel, right?
Yes, sir.
We just recently saw the new Thunderbolts movie, opening night.
Yeah.
Which surprisingly wasn't as packed as I thought it was gonna be. To be honest, I mean, I thought it was.
Do you think it's the theater we went to?
Maybe. Yeah, that probably has something to do with it. Cause yeah, that one is kind of in the cut.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we saw Thunderbolts, and we're gonna be talking about a lot of Marvel stuff. What's ahead? What was behind us that we left behind? You know. Along with that, the draft just recently happened, so we'll be talking about some draft stuff. NFL draft, that is.
And then you got something new too, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm nervous.
We got two new things in this episode. We're gonna be introducing some new stuff. So yeah, stay put for that.
Oh boy.
My bloopers.
Yeah, man. So Thunderbolts. Right? Let's say a year ago. Was Thunderbolts even really on your radar?
Nah, definitely not.
No?
Nah, there's no way. I don't think so. I think, nah. It was nice. It was nice seeing Black Widow 2. It was like one of the more, I think we talked about this in one of the last episode with Wooly, that it was one of those ones that was the nicer of the COVID Marvel era.
Oh, right.
You know, movies. And so after that, there wasn't really any thought of like, oh, a Thunderbolts movie would be pretty cool. You know, like,
yeah.
But I'm glad they did it because it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I liked it a lot.
So you liked it then?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Was it better than you thought it was gonna be?
100%. Yeah. And for I'm not gonna lie, for a quick second, I think like maybe, I don't know, like 3/4 of the way through, I was kind of like, there's like parts where like it was kind of dragging a little bit, and for me, I just felt like, I don't know, I was waiting for something more to happen. You know what I mean? I was waiting for someone that we like knew from a previous movie or whatever to pop in. Like, how are they gonna? You know, it just didn't make sense. And then there were some parts where it was kind of like, but I mean, it got tied up pretty nice, and I think the end credit scenes is really what saved it for me, for sure.
Oh,
like the cherry on top. Like, all right. If I would have walked away with nothing, you know what I mean? Because I went in there like, okay, I need something to like tell me what's gonna continue happening. You know, like right. I need more. They didn't reference pretty much any other movie, I think, in that one, besides like talking about. Well, I mean, we have to put spoilers on this one for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say spoiler warning.
Yeah, spoiler warning. Yeah, if you don't want the spoiler, stop right here.
Don't watch this if you haven't watched this.
Stop watching it right now.
No, don't stop though.
Yeah. No, but actually, hold on. Wait a minute. Hit the subscribe button. Right. Go see the movie and come back. Now, like, so when they mentioned the Avengers, I was like, all right. Like, but that was like the only mention of it. And then the tower, obviously, you know, like, you know, Tony Stark's tower. So different stuff like that were like tiny mentions of like the previous movies, but no other mention than that. So this one like was, I think it focused heavy on like the TV shows and that one COVID movie, and it kind of brought them all together.
So did you ever watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Marlene says we did, so I guess I did. I just don't remember watching it too much.
That's not good.
Yeah.
So you don't really remember?
Maybe I didn't finish it. I think that's what it was.
You don't remember this guy, John Walker, as Captain America?
I remember him standing on like the steps or whatever, and like shaking some dude's hand, and yeah.
You could have seen that from the trailer.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
you
don't
probably
too much of it.
I don't know if you watched Captain America and Winter Soldier. I mean Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Maybe I didn't. There's a lot of stuff
I
from
feel
Brave
like you'd
New World
remember it.
Didn't really make sense in Brave New World, so yeah. So maybe I didn't. Maybe she did and I didn't. I'll put that on the list.
I don't think that's because you didn't watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. I just think it's because Brave New World was.
Yeah.
Have you changed your thinking about Brave New World in the couple months since we saw it? No, you still feeling it?
Still feeling it. It leads more.
So you have Red Guardian, first you have Yelena, Bucky, John Walker, Ghost, like all of these, and then the Dave Fontaine, the main lady from Seinfeld, right?
Oh yeah.
So you have
Agatha. What was that? What was her name?
Man.
Oops.
Valentina Allegra.
There you go. Tylenol, Allegra, one of those.
So we've had all of those. None of those are new introductions. In this movie. Yeah. But you still felt like it didn't have enough connection to previous movies.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was
at least 3/4 of the way through. You felt that way.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was hoping for something. I was hoping for Captain America to show up and like help him out a little bit, or you know what I mean, or like some kind of mention of the Eternals, or but nah, they just left it like we're going on a new path or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there was no mention of what Spider-Man's doing right now. There's no mention of. There was like a tiny excerpt which I thought was pretty cool. Like, which again was in the end credit scenes. It was like 14 months later, and they're talking about the Avengers pretty much and how like they're getting copyrighted. So it's like, all right, Captain America has his own Avengers in. Who's part of his Avengers? You know, like who does he have signed up with him? That's my thinking on it. Like, okay, he obviously wants the title. He has the name. It's like a year and 2 months later, right? So that lets me know, okay, one, it's gonna be a year and 2 months before anything really like pops off with Fantastic Four or Doom, because I'm assuming that once Fantastic Four comes over to this new universe, right, that they're gonna bring along that Doom with them, the Tony Stark Doom, and boom, you know, like that. Obviously, we see both of them. So a year and 2 months is what like the gap of time that we gotta like figure out pretty much,
right?
And in that gap of time, I think Homeboy's gonna put together his Avengers. And obviously Spider-Man's gonna be part of that. So it'll be Spider-Man, Captain America, Ant-Man, because Ant-Man and because in what movie was it that they got introduced as like homies? That was wasn't that Winter Soldier?
Civil War?
Or Civil War, there you go. Yeah. So they got introduced as homies. You know, he brought them along, whatever. So they know each other. So yeah, I think that Ant-Man's gonna be part of it. Maybe Thor might come back as old Thor. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Because they mentioned the God in this one. So they mentioned Thor in this one. I think he's going to have like a little hodgepodge of different people that are just kind of still alive. So we'll see what happens with that.
Because part of Brave New World was the president wanted Sam Wilson to put the Avengers back together, right?
Exactly.
So at the end of the movie, I guess he starts doing that.
Yep.
But none of these people.
Nope. Because a year and 2 months later, not even Bucky. Bucky was chilling with a different haircut. Yeah. He's just chilling right there, all older.
Yeah, I mean, he's a congressman now, but it would seem like Bucky would be on his side.
You would think.
Like that should have been one of the first people that he would have reached out to.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe even some X-Men or something. You know, maybe Deadpool, because Deadpool wanted to be part of the Avengers. So.
When
knows
toward the beginning of this movie when they introduce Bob and they're all in the vault, they start beefing a little bit. I was like, I think he's a mutant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's what my thought was, because I go into these movies, I don't know anything.
Yeah,
I'm not a big comic book head.
Yeah,
and I watched the trailer, but I'm not looking for theories and who all's going to be in it and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't even know the dude was going to be. Because I've seen him in other stuff. He was in Maverick, Top Gun Maverick.
Who was?
And his name was Bob.
Oh,
he was the backseater for a girl.
Yeah, that's right.
So same name. Anyway, he did a good job in the movie, but I didn't know he was in it, and I didn't know what role he was going to be.
Yeah.
And turns out he's Sentry and the Void. And so I get home later on, I'm like, what's Sentry and the Void? Like, what is this character? Because I don't know anything about it. But before that, before they gave him the names, like they had already shown the logo, but I didn't realize it was Sentry.
Yeah.
But when his eyes turn colors, I was like, he a mutant? And he's like, he's stealing people's dreams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wait, that seems like a Professor X kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or like a, that kind of power. Now, is he a mutant? Is this going to be like one of the first X-Men?
That would have been crazy.
Turns out that's not what he is.
I thought they were going to use that plot and just kind of switch it up a little bit. But Sentry, yeah, he was his own different thing.
Yeah.
Like a different version of the serum, Captain America serum.
Yeah, they're trying to replace the serum.
Yeah.
It's...
Dude's a beast, though. He's one of the strongest in all the Marvel comics. You read it up on it, huh?
Just without even reading up on it, just that one scene, like he's taking care of business easily.
I think the Void is his stronger side too. So yeah, he was handling people.
So he mopped them up, and now they're running from him. They're like, "Oh my god!" He mopped them up easy,
whooping them. The fight scenes are pretty good in this movie too. They're really good.
Even the first one,
yeah.
When she walks into the. She does the parachute
she's
thing,
talking,
and then it shows the overhead of her in the hallway taking all these people out.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool with the voiceover.
This one definitely had a bunch of cool scenes.
Much better fight scenes than Brave New World.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and Bucky with this whole pulling a Hummer scene, that was pretty crazy.
I normally, how I feel about all the cars and throwing around cars and all that type of stuff.
You're like,
that scene was dope. Yeah. The way they introduced him into the scene. Yeah. And then the way they ended it with him yanking the chain.
That was pretty crazy.
I was like, okay, Bucky.
That
scene was dope, yeah. I liked it, man. And one of the things I like it compared to, which is different from one of the reasons why you liked it, because I felt like for the most part, it stands on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
We know what's come before. We know what happened with Endgame. Walk into this movie with all of that prior knowledge, and where the Avengers are, but all that stuff is kind of not that important.
Nah,
like that her sister died because she says it. Okay, fine, that's reason enough. They show kind of her backstory as a troubled youth. They show the other characters' backstories.
Yeah,
this guy is the disgraced 5-minute Captain America.
Yeah,
you get enough in this movie on its own for the story to stand on its own.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And then they pay it all off. All the characters feel real. I guess you kind of have to know Ghost from Man and Wasp. But that was before Endgame.
Yeah, exactly.
And we know about that stuff. That's 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So, it felt like it stood on its own. And you knew everything that you needed to know watching this.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And the story worked. The acting was good. It wasn't.
They got rid of Taskmaster like ASAP though.
She got like 45 seconds, if that.
I mean, which makes sense. She's a villain. Like, can't be a superhero.
Yeah.
Can't even be like a anti-hero. Like,
well, they've made all these other people in there. Look at Bucky.
Yeah.
But it was not. We don't have time for that.
Though. Yeah. Like, nah, no more. Taskmaster's getting cooked.
That was rough. Just as soon as they showed her and I was like, oh, that's who, and she was gone.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to be in this too. I didn't realize that. Oh, that's why, because she's not really in it.
Yeah, exactly. Oops. Bob placed her.
Yeah, the fight scenes were good. All the action was good. And then that part toward the end when they're standing on the street in New York and he just saved the little girl.
Oh, yeah.
And then she got poofed away.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
That part was crazy.
You just saved her. And we knew he was going to save her, right? That's what we do. And it's a little girl. They're not going to kill a little kid on a Marvel movie right in front of us. And then as soon as you kind of exhale.
Yo. And that was before we even knew, like, they're not dead. They're just trapped. Right. Like, we thought they were just getting murked. He was just tearing them up. He did not care, bro.
Talk about raising the stakes, though, man. Like, they...
It got your attention though, huh? Like everybody's like, yo.
Absolutely.
Even so, I looked around. I was like looking at people's faces, and they're just like, "Yo, what?"
And the part of it is that like they're at the old Avengers Tower, right? They're in New York. We've been here before. This is where the first Avengers movie, ground zero for that. We saw this in Infinity War. We saw it in Endgame. Like we've been here before.
Yeah.
So up to that point, it's just kind of like, all right, here we go again. We're in New York again.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Another New York.
Yeah. This is seeming like the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
This team, I think it was, well, actually it was 5 of them, 6, but anyway. Here they come again in New York, saving the day. All right, get it. And then that happened. I was like, oh, this is going to be different.
Yo. Yeah.
It's going to be a little different.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
That was really, it tied it nicely too. It definitely tied it nicely at the end too. So I'm telling you, that whole little scene is like that last scene.
The end credit scene?
Yeah. Cherry on top.
Hold on to that. So you as a comic book head, you know about Sentry and the Void, right?
Yeah. When I saw the S, I couldn't remember if that was Sable's S, the Silver Sable, or if it was Sentry. Because it's like
right.
Yeah, it was like a little different logo style, but I was like, ooh. And I was like, oh, that is right. They were trying to build somebody. I thought he looked different. I don't know. I always confused him with the different characters. So,
well, I think from what I'm seeing, he looks different than he does in any other work.
Yeah, exactly.
He was supposed to be an old, middle-aged, overweight man.
Yeah.
So they don't give you that. If you're like really, when he introduced himself as Bob, did that tell you who he was?
No, yeah.
So you got to be really deep into it.
Yeah. Sentry's and he's fairly new, I believe. I don't think he's like, really? In relativity to like old characters, like he's not something from like the 60s or anything.
Oh yeah, first appearance 2000.
Yeah. So he's not like, I would like consider him like, I mean, Miles Morales is even newer than that. So it's kind of like, it's one of those newer things that you kind of like hear about him, but it's like, all right. Like if you were to look up like, back in the day when I was like getting into comics and who are the top 10 strongest characters, like he'll probably like make an appearance.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think he probably would rank 10, 15. Like he's that. But then like we have, I don't want to get into, we'll get on Fantastic Four later.
Yeah.
But one of those dudes is definitely in top 10 for sure.
He's a superhero whose power of 1 million suns is derived from a special serum.
Crazy, bro.
And yeah, he looks like he has the power of 1 million suns.
Yeah.
The way he was taking care of folks.
But a year and 2 months later, and he still can't control it, I guess. Which, I mean, it just reminds me, I'm not saying they're rinsing and repeating it, but it just kind of gives me one of those like Hulk vibes, like their Avengers. You know what I mean? Like someone who's insanely strong, but like he has that side of him where he can just like pop off and like, man, like hold on, we got to get him. You know what I mean? Like while he's fighting, he can't control it, so he goes off on his little tangent. You're like, yo, like hold on, like now we gotta save him and from himself and also say what we're fighting.
Right.
But he's gonna be, I mean, a character like that just tells me, because Marvel's way of going about like this next phase before they had kind of scrapped everything and brought Doom in was that they were definitely bringing in stronger characters. Moon Knight, like who else were they trying to bring in? They were trying to bring in someone, Fantastic Four, obviously. They're bringing in different, stronger characters because I believe that Galactus is like the next, Ultron, Thanos. Galactus would be like the next dude, right? Which I waited for a minute. And
literally.
Yeah. So, and the only way to kind of bring in Galactus would be you have to start bringing in the Fox people. And they've been waiting. They bought Fox, I don't know how long ago. This is still my gripe with them. They're slowly trickling them in. But I mean, it makes sense because Galactus is like that Avengers X-Men team up type of fight person, like he's someone that you need strong characters for. So just seeing this and their direction that they're trying to take it in gives me a little bit more hope. But actually no, Doom is good at. Oh, Galactus might be before Doom, huh? I don't want.
Doomsday.
Galactus
is
might
the
be
next
the
Avengers movie.
Yeah, but he's gonna be like the next.
But I think we're gonna get Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie, right?
Yeah, I hope they don't tank him.
Or are we just? They probably
Maybe
won't
we'll
do it the way
him.
that they did the previous Fantastic Four situation, where Silver Surfer shows up and then Galactus shows up at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what happens at the end.
Yeah, it was whatever. Maybe Michael B. Jordan comes back.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about the Michael B. Jordan version.
Oh, which one were you talking about?
Talking about the first one with Steve Rogers. With Chris Evans and Jessica Alba.
That's right, yeah. That second one
where they
he
did
was
the two movies, it was fantastic. I mean, Silver Surfer.
Yeah, that's right. And he had all the powers. The Flame On dude, he was like taking on everyone's powers and stuff.
All right,
to fight him. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
That happened. Was that in the first movie or the second movie?
That was the second one. That was with Silver Surfer.
It was. Bro. Yeah, I don't remember what happened at the end of that. So what happened with Galactus? Whether they faced off against him or just convinced him to leave Earth alone. That's probably what they did.
He's going that way.
Somebody made a big speech and they Galactus.
Yeah, it's going that way though, for sure. I mean, I think with the Rise of Eternals, it was heading that way. Oh, then we still got the Eternals villain they got to face. That dude too. So Galactus is like the Devour Worlds, but remember they had Arishem or whatever that they kind of messed up and they cooked his boy.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm going to take y'all with me and we're going to, they just dipped. Remember that big old giant face pushed up into like the earth and everybody was like tripping out. And he just grabbed him and dipped.
Oh.
Yeah, he took Cersei and dipped. And then that's when Homeboy at the end had to go relive his past. I forgot what that dude was.
Now, what are the things called that are in the ocean? That's in the Indian Ocean. We haven't done that yet either.
Oh, you mean when they found adamantium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that thing called?
That's an eternal.
It's an eternal. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, not eternal. It's celestial.
Celestial.
Yeah, my bad.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking. So that they put that in Brave New World, so that's gonna play some kind of role, right?
So it didn't get cut. Okay. Yeah, Arisham's still in the works.
Oh man.
So
Definitely got bigger
Galactus
villains.
and Doom, yeah. So they need bigger superheroes like this dude, so makes sense.
They'll figure it out. I don't know, man. Like bigger doesn't mean better story.
That's true.
And maybe for some people, like that's all they want to see is just like, okay, you're gonna bring in this guy. What are they gonna do? They're gonna bring in that guy.
I don't know.
But I mean, look at the way that they set Thanos up. Thanos was supposed to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you have these superheroes that we saw be brought in and grow and really embrace their role as Earth's protectors and all that stuff. They struggled with Thanos and then they were finally able.
Yeah.
So do we just run that again, but with more powerful people?
I mean, you could run that again. You had Iron Man and Captain America fighting before they went and they took care of business with Thanos, right?
Right.
And you could run that back because there's a comic book series where the X-Men and the Avengers fight. You know, like they have their beef over, like I think it was Phoenix or whatever. They have their beef over her and trying to like, hey, we're gonna take her out, but no, that's our homegirl. So you could just rinse and repeat like a lot of the storylines. You know, the heroes clashing, the big villain impeding Doom, so they all have to come back together and stop it. You know, different people coming out of, you know, the Captain Americas of the, like they're not from this world supposedly and trying to fit in. You can have that with the Fantastic Four. You can rinse and repeat a lot of those different.
So more multiversal stuff.
Yeah, but then they have to close the multiverse at some point. Like they gotta finish it at some given point.
Is that going to be Galactus?
That should be.
He's going to
end all be all. I put him at the top of like end all be all. Like, all right, this is the final dude to fight. Because before then, right, you had Ultron, and then you had Thanos, and then you had the Chitauri before that.
Right.
Which weren't really like, they were like, whatever kind of thing. And then you had Ultron, which.
But Loki was the villain. And then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. So Loki.
Yeah,
Ultron,
he was working for somebody else, but Loki was the villain. Ultron was the
bad
villain. Right. Then you get to Thanos.
Galactus might be the big bad. Doom might be the Thanos.
Right.
You know, and you have someone else.
Well, how many are we going to get? Because you have Doomsday, then you have Secret Wars. Are they going to do 4 Avengers movies in this?
They should.
This chapter like they did the last one?
I don't know if they announced it. We have to look at what they announced. But
man, if I gotta look at what they announced, and I'm not doing that. Because we have like what 3 or 4 years of stuff we know is coming out, right?
Mm-hmm. Too much?
Yeah, I don't want to go. I don't even want to get into all that stuff.
Oh, like to spoil it for yourself, or like what do you?
I haven't looked at the whole list of who got announced for Doomsday.
Oh yeah, that's right. The actors.
Yeah, and I've kind of heard about it, but I don't. Good.
Yeah.
I'm good. But one thing that they did say is that they filmed this end credit scene that we haven't talked about yet.
For what? Oh, for Doom?
Or Doomsday. Like they filmed it on the Doomsday. Well, I don't know about that, but they filmed it recently.
Hey, yo.
So it should be a direct tie-in to Doomsday.
Is that gonna come? That has to come after Fantastic Four.
All right, let's talk about the end credit scene. So end credit scene, which was the longest, which is the longest end credit scene in MCU history.
Is it?
It is.
Fun fact.
Yeah,
it was pretty long actually.
And it wasn't like too long. It was a full scene.
Yeah,
you know, it wasn't just a quick cutaway or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we see the Thunderbolts after, they succeed. The Thunderbolts plus Bob.
That's right. Yeah.
Now they're the new Avengers, officially sanctioned by the government. I don't know. Like they're the CIA's Avengers.
Yeah.
And then you have these other Sam Wilson Avengers that the president asked for.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not the president anymore, but seems like that would be official.
Then these all the little articles like the "Not My Avengers."
Right.
And,
yeah. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, that was cool. All the little headlines. So we have two sets of Avengers. But anyway, we have the Thunderbolts versions of the Avengers in Avengers Tower.
Yeah.
Beat up Avengers Tower. Plus Bob, who is not using his powers as Sentry anymore because he's afraid of the Void.
Yep.
He can't control the Void. And then they get a signal that there's some spacecraft coming in.
Yeah.
And somehow they know that it's multiversal.
Yeah.
Because they say it. Or multi-dimensional, I think is what they say.
Multi-dimensional spacecraft.
Okay. So coming from another dimension, and it's the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. What you figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that coming.
Yeah. So that did it for you though, huh? That tie-in?
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Because, and then you have the trailer for, are we getting into Fantastic Four or are we just doing the?
Yeah, because we get the trailer for Fantastic Four before we watch. And it's a new trailer, which I hadn't seen yet.
Yeah, me neither, yeah.
So the new trailer is showing Silver Surfer.
Crazy.
And then we see the Fantastic Four vehicle show up at the end of Thunderbolts. So,
yeah.
All right. So why was that such a big deal to you?
Like, that ties in everything before
but that makes the movie for you though.
It does because it answers questions. Like it's like, all right, like we already knew that the whole Tony Stark Doom was gonna be a different dimension Doom or whatever, right? That was
Robert
talked about
Downey
already.
Jr.
Yeah, exactly. Robert Downey Jr.
Tony Stark.
Well, I mean, that's what they're gonna see him as when he pulls up.
I still don't know if he's ever gonna show his face, but okay.
Yeah, he's gonna show his face. He has to. So yeah, I mean, that was like, all right, where's he gonna come from? Like, and that's the Fantastic Four's villain, so to speak. Like they're
Doom.
kind of, yeah, exactly. Like they're tied in to that. At least that's, with the first movie, they wanted him to be that villain of that first movie, and they already fought him. The first Doom, the weak one.
Right.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
So, and he was on that spaceship with them.
Right.
You remember? So I don't know if they're going to go with that storyline this time or if they're going to kind of change it up or whatever have you. But regardless, I feel like we're going to see Robert Downey pull up in Fantastic Four at some point, maybe in an end credit scene or whatever. Like if I don't see him, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. So I'm hyping myself up now, but who knows? I might get cooked and would not see anything referencing Doom at all. But I mean, that's their storyline pretty much, right?
Do you have room for him if you're doing Silver Surfer?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Because Silver Surfer is going to be in Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean,
So
maybe he's just not Doom at that point.
Not Doom. Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you're thinking that before he becomes Doom,
yeah,
we'll see him.
Yeah, because the storyline they went with in the first Fantastic Four was they all went up, and Doom, he had powers too, right? because weren't they all on the spaceship?
Yeah, they were all on the spaceship.
Yeah,
he was a
including
little
Doom.
bit behind the shield or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So he got cooked, and he got his own little set of whatever. So if they bring that to this one, I don't know. But then again, this is supposed to be a stronger Doom, supposedly. This is supposed to be just some, regular old whatever Doom. This is supposed to be like someone who's like cooking people. Like there's like a certain term for this Doom that's like, all right, like this is like the big bad Doom. Like the Doom of all Dooms, pretty much. So I don't know how he gets his powers, if he already has them. But it's obvious that there's no villain on their planet, just by the trailer. Everything's all happy, go merry. Thank you, Fantastic Four.
Right.
They don't really have anybody that they're probably like beefing with or whatever.
They're just like your neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. They just seem like your police force of this little utopia. Until Silver Surfer pulls up and is like, "Yo, like, it's about to start cooking this place, bro. Like, you guys are about to be terminated." So, which is like, all right, cool. So anyway, all that. So we explain where Doom comes from, pretty much, right? He's coming from this other universe. I think it's gonna be the same universe as this guy, or these Fantastic Four, and then that should, I don't know, like usher in a whole new set of different things, like usher in the Galactus, usher in how is he gonna cook their world? Are they dipping to another? Did they piss him off and they're dipping to another multiverse just to kind of lead him away, and so they bring him to this multiverse, and now he's like, yo.
So everyone is assuming that showing Fantastic Four show up, and it's 14 months after the end of the Thunderbolts movie.
Exactly, yeah.
Everyone is assuming that happens after the events that we're going to see in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they're on a ship, so either they're running, or they fled their home, or they're the last to survive. Whatever have you.
What if they've just jumped dimensions as part of their exploration or whatever they do? And what if that's not after what we see in Fantastic Four?
I don't think so. I think they're either going to show up to...
Because why would they spoil the end of their movie?
It can go in different ways. Their world can get cooked, right? Where they're like, yo, like I need to... Or it could be like a Deadpool 3 type of situation, which was the storyline for that was he wanted to save his world, so he needed to go pull a Logan from a different verse and bring it into this one.
Yeah.
They could run with that. Like they might want to save their world, their universe, so they got to go look for something else to, like, either they bring Galactus away from that, or they go and they look for something else to, you know what I mean? Maybe their whole purpose of coming here is like, we're just trying to save our planet because it's about to get cooked.
That could be, sure.
You know what I mean?
But why show something that happens after the end of the Fantastic Four movie before we've seen the Fantastic Four movie?
To build hype. I don't think it happens. It might happen after, but I mean, it's we still have the gap of how we got there,
or during.
Yeah, we still have the gap of how we got there. Of like how, like what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like there's a whole year and 2 months, or maybe they're just trying to speed it up and they're just trying to blow past this. And
I guess that's fair because like we know, like this shouldn't be a spoiler for anybody, but the good guys are gonna win, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Eventually, we know that, and that makes sense that's what is going on because we know what Galactus is there for.
Or we don't see good guys win in this one.
Yeah, okay.
And Fantastic Four, I mean, that might be their backstory. That might draw us a little bit more like closer to them because it's like, yo, these guys lost their whole planet. They lost their whole universe.
Oh no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, right? You're right.
Give them a little backstory. Something happened. We don't know if they get cooked or if they're just trying to save it. Because remember, he on the little board or whatever on the trailer. He was trying to go through all the equation of like, how do we? So what's he equating? This dude came to take out their whole universe. So like, what problem is he trying to go through?
So we have until July 25th on that. All right, let me stop thinking about Fantastic Four.
There's a million different things that can happen, but it's cool that they're tied in too. At some point, Fantastic Four.
What do you think about the fact that they're bringing Fantastic Four before they do X-Men?
There's a thing. There's a year and 2 months. We don't know. For all I know, the new Captain America could have Spider-Man, Ant-Man, and some other mutants on his Avengers. And we see that before we even get to see, what happens with Fantastic Four being brought in. At the end of Fantastic Four, the movie could end like, all right, we're dipping out of here. You know what I mean? And we're going to see that in July. But until then, we know in the future, like, okay, how we know they're gonna come to our universe. Like, what happens in between? And the movies after July or after whatever, after Fantastic Four, should hopefully fill in that gap of what's gonna happen.
The movies after Fantastic Four, because we don't have anything else in 2025, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man, I think, is like the next big one.
All right.
That's the next one that's announced. So I think that's gonna be. And Spider-Man, we're definitely gonna have a lot of answers. He's gonna be with the Avengers. He's gonna be working with the Avengers, and I think we're gonna see more of Doom in that one too. So.
All right.
Yeah. But this is all like this is a year in advance, like.
Man. Okay.
Without knowing the next one, and obviously there's probably TV shows that are gonna happen and whatnot.
Oh, that's true.
You know, that might fill in some little of the voids or whatever.
That's true. I know they're slowing stuff down, but they're still going to do a couple TV shows a year.
Because we still gotta wrap Vision up. We don't know what's happening with Vision and Wanda. There needs to be a wrap on Nick Fury. There's like a lot of different things that there has to be a wrap on Thor. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of different things that we still don't have. Hulk is obviously still alive. Is he going to be old man Hulk now? Because in the new Avengers and like some different storylines, they start getting help from old Avengers. And they seek out Hulk, and he's just like staying in Hulk form, but he has like white hair, right? You know, he's just doing his own little thing.
I'm just glad that so far it looks like they're not doing young Avengers. You
don't like young Avengers.
I didn't like the way that they were doing it. Where they just throw these people in. It's like, oh, these are going to be the next people.
Yeah.
I don't care about these. I don't care about Cassie Lang.
Maybe they do have young. Maybe that's his team.
Even I hope not.
Maybe that's his team.
I hope not. Even what's her name from Wakanda Forever? Ironheart.
Fury? Oh, Ironheart.
Like, I didn't like the way that whole part of
they're doing Young Avengers. Yeah,
they're still out there, but I'm just glad that that's not like the next big thing that they're doing. If they put it in here and there,
it might be though.
But it seemed like that was going to be the next. Once we're done with Endgame, we're going Young Avengers.
It might be.
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, now we got Fantastic Four. You see everybody that got announced for Doomsday.
Yeah.
So we have another section of movies with the people that we already know.
Who's his Avengers though? That's what I want to know.
Sam Wilson's?
Who's Sam Wilson's Avengers? If it has to do with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, that's a young dude right there.
Yeah.
Cassie Lang, Ironheart. You know what I mean? They might bring in another little person.
I was excited,
the new Marvel girl.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I mean, these are all the things that didn't do well though.
Yeah, exactly. It might just be
Why wouldn't they just realize
they're all the pieces are there?
The pieces that people don't like.
They're there though.
Yeah, I don't know. Just leave them there.
Maybe they get cooked. Maybe somehow they get cooked and they're like, nah, bro.
Put them in the void. Let them all be in the void.
Yeah, save them.
Oh, that's all right. So from Thunderbolts, the message at the end.
Yeah.
That's the one thing where I get it. I think that it was a good message. It winds up being about depression and mental health and all that.
Oh, yeah.
The void.
When they're hugging each other?
Yeah, all that's being explored in the void. And like he's literally beating himself up.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So like I get what they're doing there. For me, some of that was just a little heavy-handed. Like it could have just been a little lighter. Still would have been there, but
not so hit you in the face. The tone?
Yeah, the message.
I think since it was so hit you in the face, we only have a certain amount of time to grow attached to these people, and they're kind of giving off like Guardians of the Galaxy vibes. You know, they're a ragtag team that become family. So I think it was a little heavy-handed, but it needed to be to drive the point home. Like, we're gonna make you care about these people.
You don't think we were there? It's like I'm talking about the time that we're spending in the void.
Oh,
and all of the conversation about like this darkness just consumes you and then you literally see the darkness consuming Bob.
Yeah.
And all of his childhood trauma, and then he faces off against the void.
Yeah.
And they're just having this back and forth about how depressed he is, basically.
Yeah.
And how down he gets.
Yeah.
And then he starts beating himself up, and they have to pull him off of himself.
Yeah.
And show, okay, we're all with you. You need other people to come out of this darkness.
Yeah.
The whole metaphor of the darkness.
Yeah, I liked it.
I did like it. I thought it made sense. It did what you said. Brought them all together, showed they need each other, and you feel an attachment to this ragtag team.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that the climax parts of the movie just felt like it was just a little.
Oh, they laid it on heavy.
They laid it on really heavy.
Yeah,
really heavy. Especially that one scene, man, where he attacks himself.
Yeah,
and then they're pulling him off of him. It's just like, okay, guys, we get it. All right, I got it. We don't have to say the darkness anymore.
Yeah.
We get it. I don't know. And then after that, because the darkness envelops Manhattan.
Yeah.
What about all those people that were in there?
They were going through their own little stuff. They all had their own stuff they were reliving.
Yeah, but so they're not affected by that after?
Maybe, yeah, they probably.
You gotta be.
I mean, maybe that's why he hasn't used it in a year and 2 months. Like he just kind of sat himself down.
Good idea,
right? Like, yeah,
because we can't have that no more.
He cooked everybody. I don't know what that little girl's trauma was. She probably had like dropped an ice cream cone and kept thinking about it over and over again, reliving that moment. Everybody else was going through it though.
Hey man, you never know people's trauma.
You know, so they all had to fight their traumas, and they pulled up to help her out too. So.
Yeah.
I wonder what Bucky saw.
And that's you said it was a lot. So I think this void, like it's a timeless,
the Iron Man scene,
spaceless kind of thing. What? Or
big one.
Civil War when he killed Tony Stark's parents.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, yeah. It could have been anything, right? So it's kind of like a timeless void. It has to be because they're just in there going through these rooms filled with their previous trauma. And then I guess once you get through all of your own trauma, they're able to get to this place where Bob is so that they can help him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a center place.
Yeah. That's what she had to do. She had to just like fight her past that she couldn't get over.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All that.
Like, I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Believe me, I get it.
It was filler.
It wasn't filler. It was like the central message of this movie. The special effects look good. I mean, look at how they made the Void look compared to how they made what's his name? The guy from Brave New World.
Red Hulk?
No, not Red Hulk. The other guy.
Ooh.
The green guy.
Oh yeah, the leader?
The leader. Look at the way they made the leader look. Versus the way they made and maybe the Void is an easier, but I mean, he looked crazy.
Hey, speaking of the leader, what did he say at the end of that movie?
They're coming.
No, but then he said something else, right? Like
you can't stop them. You're not strong enough. Something like that. He's saying.
What do you think? He said something, but that might tie into Fantastic Four and what's gonna happen. He said something about like, what do you think they're gonna do to you to save their own selves? Or he said something like that, right? To that effect.
Yes.
What was his codes, man? We have to figure that out. That could be a key part right there.
Yeah, you're right. Whatever he says at the end is directly into that.
Got some merit. Because at first I thought he was talking about the X-Men, but he says they're coming. So he's pulling in.
You did think it was that.
He's pulling in people from Fantastic Four. So where are the X-Men at? That's another thing we got to find out too. Are they here already?
That's all you care about.
I need the X-Men. I need Spider-Man. I need Spider-Man fighting next to Wolverine. Where are they coming from? You know, they got to pull from somewhere. Are they going to have their own little spaceship to fly into?
Man, where is it?
Maybe Galactus dooms everybody's worlds.
Here's what he says. It's coming. I've seen it in the probabilities, seen it plain as day. All you heroes protecting this world. Do you think you're the only ones? Do you think this is the only world? We'll see what happens when you have to protect this place from the others.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that what we see at the end of this end credit scene is directly connected to.
Oh, 100%. If Fantastic Four come with beef, they ain't here to play. It'll be X-Men versus. Maybe X-Men comes through like that too. X-Men versus Avengers.
I guess we didn't really get too much information.
All I know is this. So Doom's win. What year is Doom?
26.
Yeah, Doom's not gonna be. It's not gonna be like a one and done kind of thing.
So you think he shows up in the Fantastic Four movie?
I think Doom is. Yeah, I think Doom is a movie where they fight, but I don't think Doom is a movie where he gets defeated.
Do they have
That's what
to?
I'm saying.
So he'll still be around.
I think he'll still be around. There's no way you introduce a character like that and just because I feel even bad about that about Ultron. Like Ultron's a beast of a character.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people did.
You know, and it's like he just came in for one movie. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Not even a two-parter like Thanos. Like, but they're hyping him up. So I don't. He's not coming in one and done. There's no way. Either two-parter or he's gonna come after.
You're making me rethink my whole Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom thing.
He's here to stay for the next 10 years.
Well, I don't know.
He's maybe to lock in.
But when I'm originally thinking about it, I'm only thinking about Doom as a villain. I'm not thinking about any of Doom's origin.
Yeah.
Which, do they really have to show all that, or can they just bring in Doom? And if the movie's called Doomsday,
nah, you do Doom's origin
because they didn't really do Thanos' origin though.
Yeah, but I mean, they created Thanos. You know what I mean? Like they had a Doom already. You have to like have. Like, this is not that Doom. Kind of like they had the Chris Evans, then they cooked them because it's like, oh, you already had a Chris Evans, so we'll tie a bow on that because we'll tie a bow on that whole Fox universe, right. You know, and we'll be chilling with it. Like they have to tie a bow on who this guy is. Why is he Robert Downey's character? You know what I mean? Because he's not. We're not gonna just act like he doesn't look like Tony Stark. Like, so
you think it's gonna
that's
be
what they wanted to bring in
a multiversal explanation for why Doom looks like Tony Stark?
Oh, 100%. And he might be hailed by the people of this earth like, yo, Tony's back or something. We don't know. But there's like little like chatter that he's going to be in the Spider-Man movie. And I think like Spider-Man's going to see him face to face and be like, yo, Mr. Stark. Like he's going to have like some kind of tear at his, he's not going to be able to fight him because he's, you know what I mean? Like,
I got to really think about this.
This is set up for the next set. This is like the new, this is the ushering in the new Marvel's back. Because
I wasn't thinking all that when they first announced him. I'm just like, okay, Robert Downey Jr. is a good actor.
Yeah, no,
and he's gonna be the next Doom. And I'm only thinking of Doom as a villain with a mask on.
Nah,
which he could do that.
He can, right? Yeah. Nope.
But and the reason why I wasn't thinking so much about the multiverse is because the multiverse didn't really go off. Like all the stuff about the multiverse didn't really hit that hard.
Now it's gonna hit because we got people that we
recognize out how to do it,
but they're in a different role, different capacity.
All right,
you know what I mean.
All right,
and it's you've seen the people that are gonna pop up in Doom. Like we know that Charles Xavier is gonna be there. You know what I'm saying?
He's never been in the MCU though.
Yeah.
So now not MCU.
Wasn't he in Strange?
I don't know.
I think there was like a scene where he's in Strange.
No, I mean like let's say Steve Rogers, right? Or Tony Stark. Like Bruce Banner. We've had all of them in MCU as main characters.
Yeah.
We've done their whole story.
I'm pretty sure he was in Strange with a different Fantastic Four. Remember? Because we saw different cutscenes from it.
Right, but that's just like we get we peek through this window into a different universe, right? Okay. Compared to we've done the whole story in this universe, like we've done with these other characters. And so now, like you're saying, potentially they're going to take this character that we know from this universe and give us an alternate version of that character from another universe.
Yup.
And actually make him a fundamental part of the story.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Huh.
1,000,000%. It's not good. There's no way you do that and you just only have him in one movie that's set a year from now. There's not enough time to build for that.
It's not even the one movie part that's getting me. It's that this is a different version of Tony Stark. If that's the way that they go with this,
maybe this new Doom brings in the X-Men. Just
all you care about is how we get the X.
How I just need it to be explained how they're gonna show up, because they're being mentioned. Adamantium was mentioned in Brave New World.
Yeah,
like they're being mentioned.
Yeah, the Adamantium. You know, the X-Men are on the way. We know that.
In WandaVision, that was the Quicksilver from Fox, the cooler one in my opinion.
I don't think they had a plan at that point.
Nah,
I think they were just like, we know that we have Fox characters now.
We're just gonna start.
We're just a little Easter egg. We'll drop them in here. We'll figure out what we're gonna do later on. I don't think they really had a plan at that point.
I think they do.
I don't think so.
I think
they were already doing multiverse stuff. Like we knew they were gonna do multiverse at that point. So.
I think it was always a plan. I think they just took a different route with it because of the whole, like, it just started falling off, and the Moon Knight was kind of, it was cool, but
they had a whole Kang the Conqueror thing.
Then the Kang thing was kind of trash. Yeah,
that they might just do later.
Maybe
that was all multiverse. They had they were deep into the multiverse, and they were like,
yeah, it just got too much.
Let's pull back on it.
But the thing about the multiverse is you need an explanation. Like, you need an explanation to why we should care about this multiverse. You know what I mean?
And that's a way for us to care about it.
There.
Okay.
That's a big one right there.
That's better than just, hey, we're pulling in these people that you know from a different universe. Yeah, and our explanation is just going to be, oh yeah, they had to leave their universe and come over here to our world.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of the way that they're doing. Well, I don't know what they're going to do with Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man? Yeah.
But like, we get to this other universe and it's a different Miles Morales who's a villain.
Oh, it's crazy.
And now we want to know, okay, well, we kind of have an idea of how it happened because we already know his backstory.
Yeah.
But there's a reason to care about it. And it's not just, it's Spider Pig and it's Spider Noir and Spider,
yeah.
We actually care about it because we've seen it before. That'd be different. That'd be different. Okay.
Tell you, man.
All right, Thunderbolts.
We're locked in. Marvel's back. 10.
What'd you say?
Marvel's back.
Marvel's back.
I said that in Brave New World. Marvel's back.
I disagreed in Brave New World.
Strap in. At some point, it's gonna click for you. Like, oh yeah, we've been here, and then you're gonna think about the past 3-4 movies that you've seen. Like,
nah,
it makes sense now.
No, I can see the vision. It's not about not about like where are we going. It's more like when I'm talking about Brave New World, I just didn't like the movie.
Nah.
I didn't think it did a good job of storytelling. I didn't think the actors did a good job. It just seemed like, really, this is what y'all gonna do?
That's another thing too. With this new threat that's coming through, he's gonna have to pop the serum. Sentry's gonna have to learn how to use his powers. Like, we have dilemmas in these different characters that have to resolve themselves because they're gonna have to start fighting some pretty strong people pretty soon.
Look at how they did with John Walker.
Right?
I think that was important, and I don't think it was just like, oh, this would be cool. But they showed him as a super soldier.
Yep.
Just hop up in the elevator vault, basically fly.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff that he was doing was like, oh man, this is what you expect from Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a Captain America that never took the serum.
It's not doing it. He's gonna have to pop it.
I still don't think he's gonna take the serum.
He's either gonna pop it or someone else is gonna take the mantle. Maybe Mr. Walker, but he gotta pop it.
It's not gonna be Walker. We're done with that.
He has to pop the serum.
But yeah, I'm standing on that. I don't think he's gonna take it. But showing the difference between those two,
like night and day. He has to take it.
That's important.
He has to.
I think that was important. Okay. All right, so 1 out of 10. What are you giving Thunderbolts?
Ooh. After hyping myself up about it right now, I'm gonna give it a solid. But be biased. Give it a solid 8.
8.
Yeah.
What did you give Brave New World?
I have no clue.
Man, I should have looked that up. We should keep a list.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Brave New World still. I think
you gave it like a 7 or an 8.
Yeah. I'll give it a. If I were to say it right now, probably a 7.
Brave New World.
Yeah, like, it was cool, but it didn't give as much as this one did. You know what I mean? This one gave way more, and I mean, it's just those end credit scenes that end credit scene, pretty much, that, like.
That's crazy.
Brave New World gave adamantium and the leader talking about different people coming through. Whatever. That was cool. Little nod, little Easter egg. But this one's like giving like a plot, you know?
It's yeah.
Who's these Avengers? Who are the other Avengers? Got different people. They have the same technology, right? If they're able to see that these people are shooting through, something's going on. What computer system do they have? Yeah. Something's happening.
So you'll give Thunderbolts an 8.
Yeah.
That's where we're going. Okay, 8.
Yeah, I'll give a strong 8. I'll give Brave New World a 7.2.
That's 7.
I'll give this one an 8.
I'm gonna go 7 with Thunderbolts. I think I gave Brave New World like a 4, something like that.
Yeah, at least
it was a low grade. And I'm a tough grader, and I'm leaving room at the top for stuff that's like that I really like.
Sensational.
Yeah. But I thought Thunderbolts was gonna be good. It lived up to my expectation. I'm kind of between a 7 and an 8, but I'm gonna say a 7, just safe. Yeah, actually, I think a 7 is good, just because at the end, the way that they did the whole theme was just a little too much, in my opinion.
Okay, but now thinking about the end credit scene, that doesn't bump it up at least another point.
I'm giving it credit for the end credit scene, but I'm grading the movie. I'm not grading the MCU, the trajectory of the whole MCU. I'm just talking about this movie that I watched last night, which I liked. I enjoyed it. Yeah. It was good. But
Pop off.
Nah, man, I'm gonna bump it up a full grade for a 4-minute end credit scene.
The longest end credit scene that there is.
It's 4 minutes. I don't even know if it was actually 4 full minutes.
Pure awesomeness.
It was good. It was really good, and it was funny. They all had like chemistry. It wasn't forced. Everybody seemed like they were having a good time, even in a kind of a dark movie.
Yeah.
Compared to Brave New World, which no one really seemed like they enjoyed being there.
Probably just stressing.
Even the villain, like even Bob, was having a good time.
Yeah.
But you put Julia Louis-Dreyfus in there. She was out of control.
She's getting cooked soon.
I thought
she's getting cooked. Guardian's getting cooked, and that new Walker's getting cooked. At some point, they're getting mopped up.
Guardian's getting cooked.
Guardian's getting cooked, bro. He can't stay there forever and be like a hero. At some point, his story needs to end.
He's on Earth right now, isn't he?
Yeah. He's
at the end of Guardians 3. He's you're talking about Red Guardian.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. I thought you meant the Guardians, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh no, he has to come in at some point too.
Yeah, they're still there.
Maybe that's his new gang, but he has to come in at some point too. Because Groot, Rocket, they're doing their own thing. Gamora's doing her own thing.
Right.
And
Mantis,
yeah.
Everybody leaves Mantis off the list.
Did she go with them?
I don't remember who she wound up with.
I think he went by himself.
That's a movie I haven't watched again.
Yeah. You don't want to watch it again, or you have to?
I haven't. I don't really have a desire to watch Guardians 3 again.
How?
I didn't like it that much.
Oh no!
I didn't like it that. I'm not saying it was bad.
It was a really good movie.
It was really over the top though.
What?
All the torturing animals.
You just like the sad parts about Marvel.
The villain was real turned up.
It was kind of crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't enjoy I'm not saying it wasn't a good movie. I didn't enjoy watching it.
Nah.
I didn't like the way that it looked. All the CG ugly.
Whack.
Yeah. To me. Anyway. All right, that's Thunderbolts, man. That was
that's Marvel.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. The next entry in Marvel. And then we're in July, we'll talk about Fantastic Four.
That's crazy.
I never thought that I would be like looking forward to a Fantastic Four movie. After what they did with the original ones. Anyway.
Kind of trash. This one's gonna be cool. This one's gonna cook up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
NFL draft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's have a little segment here on the end for that, because I think that needs to be talked about, and it's current.
Just last weekend. Yeah.
So, what were your expectations for? I mean, I think everyone had a big expectation about who was going to be. Obviously, everybody wants to know the top 3 or whatever have you.
Right.
And they just, at least 2 of them were understandable, but then one of them was just not understand it. I scratched my head on that one, but for some reason you seem to think that you saw it coming.
So the top of the draft went about what I thought it would.
Top 2?
Top 6.
Top 6?
Yeah. I mean, I by the time the draft came around, I think everyone knew it was going to be Cam Ward, Travis Hunter. The big trade was, I didn't see the trade coming, but that happened at the very beginning. Like once the draft started, that trade happened.
Yeah.
So Jaguars went up to number 2 and took Travis Hunter. And then number 3 was Abdul Carter. Number 4 was the lineman with the Patriots. Then the Browns took, who did they get at number 5?
Mason Graham.
Not at number 5.
Mm-hmm. Mason Graham.
Oh, that's right. The lineman. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm tripping. Yes, at number 5. Mason Taylor is who I was thinking of as a tight end. He went in the second round.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so yes, they got Mason Graham, and then 6 was the running back.
Genty, yeah.
Which is, yeah, Mason Graham, I didn't know if it was going to be him or the other guy. No, I can't remember his name. But yeah, that about went the way I expected it to. No surprises there. By the time the draft started, I think most people knew that Shedeur wasn't going to be top 10.
No?
Yeah, people knew he wasn't going to be top 10. It wasn't even a secret. Everyone was like, maybe toward the end of the first round.
That's wild.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to go in the 5th round. But I'm not surprised that he dropped.
So was it literally just because of his interviews? Was that literally all it was? Like, okay, I can understand having some confidence coming in, but I guess his confidence was turned up to 11 and mistaken or, justified as cockiness, and they're just trying to show him and teach him a lesson pretty much. Was it really that, or was he just not, because you seem to think that he's just not as good as what people are hyping him up to be.
Let me ask you this. Okay. If you have the opportunity to draft a franchise-changing quarterback
mm-hmm.
who can be your quarterback for the next 10 years,
yeah,
do you think that his personality or interviews or a little bit of overconfidence would stop teams from drafting him?
Yeah. I mean, there has to have been some cocky quarterback draft. And the thing about it is no one really knows. Like, yeah, you can have a Caleb Williams mindset, but then look where he went. Like he wasn't cocky, but he just wasn't really anything. Like, and they thought he was gonna change the game, right? They thought he was gonna be the guy. But then you have people who go in 5th round. You have people who go in, Mr. Tom Brady, right? He didn't go in the 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round, 6th round.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, 6th round. Jalen Hurts, what are you going, like 5th? Like you have like a lot of these quarterbacks that are doing really good now, or supposedly, because with Dak Prescott we don't know, but you have some decent quarterbacks, right? More than decent quarterbacks that just don't go in the 1st. So maybe that just drives a little bit more fire into their belt. I don't know. Didn't do that for Dak, but I guess it did it for Hurts and it did it for Tom Brady. And maybe it does the same with Shedeur Sanders. But I mean, to answer your question, if I wanted someone to be the face of my franchise for the next 10 years, yeah, he needs to. But I think that could be adjusted in different ways. I would not pick him to be the face for my franchise for the next 10 years. Although I do understand that teaching him a lesson, so to speak, right, by sitting him back to the 5th round, 6th round,
mm-hmm.
just let him come to the NFL, draft a quarterback or get a veteran that's, whatever that's established already,
right, and
make him sit on the bench and watch as this dude plays, and then let him get out there and get himself tackled by some of these linemen. And I think that's a humbling experience. But just drafting him in the 6th round is supposed to humble him or put some fire under his belt. I don't know. And with the Browns too, you guess the Browns take him. Because now that's where a lot of other teams messed up. Because now this kid has fire. We know he's decent enough to be. He was talked about before he started opening his mouth and giving off this cockiness. He was talked about going at least 8th, right? So prospects saw him with something. It's not that he just doesn't have anything. He has something under his belt.
A year ago, maybe at the very beginning of the college season, people were like, Shedeur's probably going to be the number 1 pick.
Exactly.
I always kind of
there's a lot of people that
didn't eyes at that, but yeah.
There's a lot of people that didn't come to the combine and perform. Some didn't even perform at all. You know what I mean? They just did like Shedeur did.
But here's what my point was. Before. Here's what I was getting at with that question. So a few years back, there was a guy who was really cocky. Didn't really do things the way that the teams wanted him to do them. Even his pre-draft workouts were a little bizarre. Did some things that people didn't really see him doing, but he did them because he was a little bit shorter. And so, like at his workout, instead of just throwing, he had like assistant coaches that were holding. I think they were holding like brooms and stuff in front of him, so that way he could throw over them. Like, I'm not too short to play quarterback in the NFL, that kind of thing, right?
His name Kyler Murray? Is this?
No, it's before Kyler Murray. And then after he got drafted, and there were questions about his party life and style and all that kind of stuff and just his public image. And then after he got drafted, a couple months after the draft, there's a picture of him in a nightclub rolling up a $20 bill in the bathroom. So now it's like, okay, what kind of habits does he have outside of football?
Why is he just not fold his money like everyone else?
Well, you roll your money up for a reason, right? Okay, all right. Now, who knows, but nightclub, bathroom, rolling up a $20 bill, probably a reason for that.
Fit more in your wallet.
Yeah, that's why. So he got drafted by the Browns, by the way, in the first round, though. Johnny Manziel.
Oh, yeah, Money Manziel.
Money Manziel, right? Okay. So when teams talk themselves into believing that a quarterback can turn their franchise around, they don't care about his off-field attitude. They don't care about arrogance, overconfidence, off-field kind of questionable decision-making. Maybe they do care about it, but if he's good enough, if they put on the tape and they're like, this dude he's amazing, we'll figure out the other stuff. He's amazing. They drafted him.
Yeah.
And they drafted him early. They don't wait for the 5th round to draft him.
Yeah, exactly.
Cam Newton played 1 year of meaningful college football. He won the Heisman. He won the national championship. I mean, it was a really good year.
Yeah.
But then he went number 1.
As he should.
Okay. Right? When you
still Cam Newton lover.
And there are other examples of quarterbacks that kind of slid in the draft because maybe they had questionable reputations or questionable personalities and stuff like that. But they don't go all the way to the 5th round.
Yeah.
Because if these people who get paid to watch and scout and make decisions, they think that the player is good, they just take the player.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So
what happened here?
So when you have a quarterback that doesn't get drafted until the 5th round,
he's got some haters.
I'm gonna hate on him enough. Go ahead. I'm gonna hate on him enough that I sabotage my own career as a scout or as a coach. Like, if the player is good, even if I don't like his personality, I'll still have him on my team. He's gonna make me look good.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was it?
They didn't draft him until the 5th round. Oh wait, I don't want to have to deal with his dad. And as soon as we draft him, his dad is a head coach in college, and as soon as we draft him, the question is going to be, when is his dad going to take my job? Or every Saturday when his dad is doing press conferences at Colorado, and he's a media darling. Everyone listens to his dad when he talks. They always have for the past 30 years. I don't want them asking him why his son isn't starting for my team. Okay. Is it that?
I think it's a Ball situation, Lamar Ball situation.
Okay, maybe LeVar, LeVar Ball, Lonzo Ball kind of thing. But after LeVar Ball went on national TV and told a female commentator to stay in her lane, his son got drafted number 2 overall.
Yes, it can't be that, I guess.
Okay, because if I think you're good, I'll put up with your mouthy dad.
Yeah. There's no way.
NFL is all about results, bro.
So Shedeur Sanders is not that good.
I'm
I don't know
surprised.
what you saw.
I'm surprised that he didn't go until the 5th round. But what I think sometimes black quarterbacks get coded a little bit. He's a black quarterback. He must be athletic. He's not that athletic. He's not that fast. He's not that big. Not that strong.
Yeah.
He's tough. He'll stand in there. He gets hit a lot, takes sacks. He gets right back up.
Yeah.
Doesn't miss games. I'll give him credit for that. That's good. He doesn't have a really big arm. His arm is average by NFL standards. Average.
Yeah.
Not above average. Average.
Where would you put Dak Prescott's arm?
Above average. Especially, like, I don't know about Dak now because he's had a bunch of lower body injuries.
So who's average in your Sam Darnold arm?
Sam Darnold has a much stronger arm.
Joe Flacco.
Shedeur Sanders. Joe Flacco has always had a strong arm, but now he's 40 years old. Like, Brock Purdy has an average arm.
Okay. Yeah.
Brock Purdy's arm, yeah.
Brock Purdy?
Shedeur, I think Brock Purdy probably has a better arm than
Kirk Cousins?
Okay.
Average arm?
Yeah.
Geno Smith, average arm?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So not.
That's what Shedeur Sanders is.
So it doesn't mean that he doesn't have enough arm to play in the NFL, but it's not. Nobody's like, look at it, like you gotta see this dude throw.
Check out his release.
It's not like it's not like that. Okay. And he's not super big and he's not super fast. So he's not. When everyone sees, now, not to make it about like culture or race or anything, but I think a lot of times people see a black quarterback and just immediately assume he's fast, he's strong, he has a big arm.
Yeah.
And that's not the case with Shedeur Sanders. Okay. Is he a running quarterback? He's black. He must be a running quarterback. No, he's not that fast. And he doesn't run that much. Okay. Colorado won a bunch of games. Yeah, a lot of college teams win a lot of games, but every time that they played against a really good opponent, they struggled. Okay. Who was the best player on the team? Travis Hunter. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then just watching him play and some of the decisions that he made, how long he held on to the ball a lot. Like it's reasonable. I saw a lot of things in the way that he plays and his attributes. I'm like, yeah, I don't think he's a game-changing quarterback.
Oh,
I don't think he's a game-changing prospect.
He's mid.
Winning the 5th round. But even before, I said this last week. I was like, I don't think he's going to be that good. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's going to go in the top of the 1st round. But what I thought was going to happen after he didn't go in the 1st round, I thought he would go at the top of the 2nd.
Yeah.
And then he didn't go in the 2nd or in the 3rd, and he didn't go until the 5th. And I was like, well, really, the 5th round? Wow.
Not even at the top of the 50
right? The Browns took him, and he's the 2nd quarterback that they took. And the other quarterback that they took is a guy that everybody knows is going to be a backup.
Who,
Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, yeah, Gabriel? Yeah.
Like, everybody knows he's
Sanders
a
is starting.
quality.
Deshaun Watson's not starting. Joe Flacco is starting above Shedeur Sanders.
Dylan Gabriel will start above Shedeur Sanders.
Yo. What's up with the Browns and Money Manziel, Deshaun Watson?
That's why they traded for Deshaun Watson, because they've never been able to get the quarterback situation. There's a lot that the Browns haven't been able to trade, but especially the quarterback.
And their colors.
You don't like the orange and brown?
Whack. You know, like the two, like on their own or with different colors, it can be cool, but like you just put them together.
You don't like the orange and brown together?
It's like the worst combination.
It's classic, man.
Ever.
It's classic.
Name a worse combination than orange and brown.
Purple and gold.
All right, I do it. I do it. Put that out there real quick.
Think about it, man. Like, would you ever put purple and gold together?
Yes, because of what the purple and gold means now.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Purple and gold by itself.
That's how good the Lakers have been.
That they made that colorway nice. And
that's
brown
that's how good they've been.
Brown and orange would have been better. But it's not. Trash. Might as well just put brown and purple or something like at that point. You might get a better.
At least brown and orange is like, you know, like it's fall colors.
Yeah, I guess.
See them in nature together, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Jerseys.
Nah, I don't like them.
Their mascot, their whole colorway is just weak. Maybe they come back crazy this year though. They need a Cam Newton. That's what they need.
I think for Shedeur, I think it's a combination of all that stuff.
They need a strong guy.
I don't think that it's. I'm not saying that he wasn't good enough to go earlier than the 5th round. I'm not saying that they disliked his attitude so much that they took him in the 5th round. And I'm not saying that they disliked his dad's involvement so much that they took him in the 5th round. I'm saying all those things together is like they all contributed. And you have 32 teams in the NFL that were all like, nah. And you have like 15 of those teams that really need a quarterback. Maybe 12 of those teams that really need a quarterback.
Yeah.
And they were all like,
they still passed.
Nah. Multiple times.
I would have took him.
Yeah, you would have.
Yeah, easy. Come on home, man. Your dad did good things over here, man.
And then how long until people are like, how long is it going to take for Deion to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
Hey, wouldn't mind that either. You know what I mean?
That's the only reason that you wanted Shedeur in the first place.
I mean, hey, it's time for Jerry Jones to stop playing GM and owner. Give it up.
Maybe.
Give it up.
Maybe, but not right now.
Mr. Primetime would have been that guy. But, hey, baby, my son. Which, by the way, to give you credit, I do think Shedeur Sanders' other son is much better than Shedeur.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At what?
I mean, just football.
Just at football.
I think he has better prospect than his brother.
I think he's more athletic.
Yeah.
But he doesn't play quarterback.
That's fine. So I don't think they need a quarterback in that family. Shedeur's not going to be it. He should have been a running back.
Yeah, I'm not hating on Shedeur, bro. I hope he succeeds. I didn't want my team to draft him, but I hope he succeeds.
So, speaking on that, are you happy with what happened with your team?
It worked out. Like they got the tight end that everybody thought they needed.
Let's see what you guys got.
Tyler Warren from Penn State. He's a good player, a good prospect.
Tyler Warren.
Yeah. And that was the weakest spot on the offense. It all depends on the quarterback. But
I must say.
Yeah, it all depends on quarterback. We know what they're trying to do at quarterback, so let's just black that out for right now. Outside of quarterback, tight end was the spot that they really needed an upgrade at. So that worked out. And he went at 14. I thought he was going to go top 10.
Right? Yeah, and I think he was the highest rated tight end.
Yeah, for most people.
On the draft, yeah.
But he was the second tight end that went. The other guy, Loveland, went to the Bears 10, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So
you guys got an edge.
Yes, that worked. Yeah. The guy from Ohio State. They got some good players, athletic, guys with production. Several guys that were in the college football playoff last year, which is cool. Like they have big game experience.
Why did you guys? They needed a running back, huh?
3rd round. I think that's where you should take 5th.
Yeah, you guys got EJ Giddens.
Yeah, I thought he was in the 3rd round. I saw a few clips of him.
The Notre Dame quarterback is, I think, a really good one for you guys too.
He's going to be a career backup.
But not behind who? You guys are really going to continue playing with Richardson?
Is going to be between him and Daniel Jones this year. And look, one of two things is going to happen.
That's right. I forgot about
why are you laughing?
I forgot about Daniel Jones at the call.
Wait, like, why is that funny?
Just so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm not a Daniel Jones believer, but I don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be. But that's fine.
Yeah, you have to.
No,
look at your hat.
No, I've always said that about Daniel Jones, but whatever, it's fine. Like I'm not. All my hopes and prayers are not resting on his shoulders.
Yeah.
One of two things is going to happen. Either one of those two quarterbacks has a good season, or they don't. And if they don't, you start over at quarterback. I'm okay with that.
You wouldn't have just gone quarterback this year?
No, I didn't like the quarterbacks this year.
All right.
It was like Cam Ward was the only one that
you would have went for.
And even him, like he went number 1 this year. He probably would have went. I don't know if he would have won the first round last year.
What? So you wouldn't have
Maybe
taken
because there's 6 quarterbacks.
Dart?
No, like not in the first, bro. None of these quarterbacks are like, hey, we have to get this guy. Everyone loves him. Gotta have him. That's why only
you wouldn't have taken Jackson Dart
in the second round
or Jalen Milroe.
No, Jalen Milroe is the same thing as Anthony Richardson. They have the same attributes. They have the same weaknesses. Same thing.
Yeah. Texas dude, Quinn Ewers.
I can't stand Quinn. I really don't like the way he played. Like
not
no,
even, they're not Shedeur. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think
87 grade.
I think in a couple years, maybe like 3 or 4 years, we look back on this draft. It's gonna be like, maybe 2 guys are still starters in it.
For real?
At quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's it gonna be? Cam Ward and
I don't even know.
Shedeur Sanders.
I'm not even willing to say it's gonna be Cam Ward. If it's Shedeur, good for him. But I don't. I do like I like Jackson Dart, but not as like this guy is the face of our team.
The Giants got stacked overnight.
Ooh.
They have nice prospect now.
Well, they signed Russell Wilson and somebody else.
They did that.
They still have a problem at quarterback, but
not as much anymore. They got Abdul Carter now.
Yeah.
They got Jackson Dart.
That's right. They did draft.
And they got Scattaboo.
Who?
Scattaboo.
That's the running back, right? From Miami?
From Arizona State.
Yeah. So I'm all right with what the Colts did in the draft, but it's still going to be, the whole season is about whether we have a quarterback or not.
Wow.
So
Scattaboo crazy. The first FBS player since Christian McCaffrey in 2015 to have at least 1,500 rushing yards.
It's Christian McCaffrey.
And 500 receiving yards in a single season. Yeah. Giants looking crazy.
So do you have a theory about what happened with Shedeur?
I don't know. I thought it was because of people not liking his dad, but you're saying he's not. You're convincing me a little bit. I don't know what to.
I'll put up with your dad if you're good.
Yeah.
That's me. Yeah, his dad can say whatever he wants as long as he keeps winning football games. Like if he's winning for us and he's making me look good, then I don't have to look over my shoulder about his dad.
I don't know, man. I think Shedeur Sanders might be the next big guy.
Okay. We'll see.
I think that's the script for this year. That Shedeur Sanders is going to have his start.
The script.
That's what we got to get into, the script this year.
Oh, God.
All right, that's what I really wanted to talk about. That's what I got this on for. The NFL has a script every year. And it's no conspiracy. I shouldn't even be wearing this hat right now because it's not a conspiracy. The NFL's rigged. And the script this year is, I think it might be New York having a comeback.
Ridiculous. Oh.
Hey, man.
Hold on.
Secret number 1. Look at that dance right there. It twirls. It really shows the.
So, did you get this on Amazon?
Nah, I built it myself.
Yeah, you can't trust nobody else to make your
insert clip.
I know, right?
Can't. They might be using fake foil.
Oh,
that's just not possible.
That is so perfect.
This is coming on every time I have something conspiracy wise to say. This is it.
That's pretty often too.
Yeah, I had to make a hat for it.
Yeah,
we've been talking about it.
Do you feel better wearing it?
You know, my head is more quiet. No, imagine.
The voices.
The voices are not. Who's that's why Magneto wears it, because he doesn't want homeboy to get in his head.
Yeah. Get out of my head.
Yeah.
How come the helmet, even though his parts of his face are exposed?
What do you mean?
Magneto, parts of his face are exposed.
On the bottom?
Including the eyes. How come that's not enough for Professor X to read his mind?
Yeah. What kind of real estate does Professor X need to just...
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the top of the dome.
It's got to be top of the dome?
Yep. It's like my freestyles and my bars.
Hey.
Yeah. That's no blue hat. But yeah, man. The NFL... The NFL script for this year, let's see.
Is Tom Brady coming back?
Nah, Tom Brady's not coming back.
Tom Brady. Okay.
No Tom Brady. I think he might be able to. The thing about it is, how far did Cam Newton retire until he came back?
I don't remember.
Like, Tom Brady hasn't been gone for that long if you think about it. Been what, 3 years maybe?
2.
2.
Just 2.
He could, but then, yeah. It's like the possibility is like not.
Isn't he 48 years old?
Don't matter.
It don't matter.
Don't matter how old you are. You could be 40.
47. He'll be 48 by the beginning of next season.
He can pull up.
He makes $30 million as a commentator.
So someone will have to offer him $300 million to come back.
If I can make half of what NFL quarterbacks are making by just talking about NFL quarterback,
not bad.
I don't have to worry about getting hit. I don't have to go to these meetings and do all this training and all that stuff.
All right, so if you had your team and you need a quarterback and they said Tom Brady is available, but you need to give him a certain amount of money, how much are you paying for Tom Brady? What's your limit?
Let me get that. Tom Brady can't play for the Colts for free.
Yo.
$1 a year. No. He can never be an Indianapolis Colt. I don't care. Even prime, like, you tell me that he went back and we took 10, 15 years off of him. Never. Tom Brady can never be a Colt. Whatever. Call cap on that all you want, bro. The double cap, do what you got to do.
I need a third hat.
Do what you got to do.
I need a third hat. You're not taking Tom Brady? Come on now. What? You have Tom Brady hate?
Not in a million billion years.
Serious.
You know this already.
Why?
Come on, bro. That's like the Celtics being like, "Hey, man, would you, if Magic came out of retirement, would you if Kobe, you could sign Kobe, would you take him?" Like, no. These are blood level rivalries. Man. Yeah.
That's great.
Never.
All right. What about your friend on another team? You're scouting, right? And they're like, "Yeah, we need a quarterback. Tom Brady's on the table."
47-year-old Tom Brady?
Yes. How much money would you? What's the cap? I'm not paying you more than.
I wouldn't do it
at all.
Come on, man. Like, at a certain point, I understand. Like, the greatest.
That's crazy.
He was still balling. I think he was 41, 42 when they won with Tampa Bay. Still balling. Give him all the credit. But at a certain point, like, you can't do it no more.
You think that time has come for him?
I don't want to be the one that puts my hopes in Tom Brady. And oh yeah, that's right. He is 47 and he hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah.
He goes out there and gets hit and he just gets dusted like
just obliterated.
Like Infinity War, right? Yeah.
Oh. If Tua can play,
but
if they still let Tua play, after what is it? How many times now has he been on the ground? Just
that's his choice, man.
Going up the.
That's crazy.
Straight.
That's his choice. But he's not 47. He's not. I don't even think he's 27.
His brain might be 47 right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I get it.
He might have the brain capacity of 47-year-old
or older. It's too bad. I hope he's all right. But nah, I'm not a big Tua fan either.
Oh boy. But no Tom. Yeah, Tom Brady's not coming back.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about your script. Right.
Script. Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. I think has seen his day already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you can go a different direction with that.
I think Kansas City has seen his day.
How about this? Wait, how about this? How about this? No, I don't need it. No, you should protect yourself from this level, this deranged theory right here. Taylor Swift breaks up with Travis Kelce.
Oh.
Starts dating Shedeur Sanders. The Chiefs trade for Shedeur Sanders after Patrick Mahomes gets hurt. Shedeur takes over, leads the Chiefs to the Super Bowl, and they win the whole thing. How about that?
That's the most insane one right
How about
there.
that? Top that.
That's like Star Wars level writing right there.
Come on, top that.
The conspiracy is supposed to be true somewhat. It's straight fiction.
Watch. First domino to fall is when Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift break up.
I thought you were gonna say that they break up and then he just has like a moment where he's like, I'm gonna go ham. And then he just starts balling out. As if he hasn't been balling out already.
Travis Kelce's 36.
I think it's Mahomes' time already, though. I think the light has died from Kansas City after losing that. And I'm not ready to run for another 3 years of trying to see them do a 3P. That's not going to happen. There's dogs in here now.
Yeah. I think the 3P thing is done.
I might just go to Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. What?
Can we talk about, like, and you just bring up a quarterback that I like so I can stop saying I don't really like him either. I don't think he's like that Jalen good. Jalen Hurts, like, he deserved Super Bowl MVP for sure. He had a great game.
Oh, man.
Had a great game.
Beast.
I don't think he's that good of a quarterback.
They win it this year.
The Eagles? So that's the script. So we're putting them on the new repeat watch.
Yeah.
So the script is Eagles are winning the Super Bowl.
And Cowboys. I think we're going to win 3 playoff games. No, 2.
You only win 2.
Yeah, we're winning 2.
If the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
All right. Yeah. Unfortunately. As much as I hate to say it. We're winning
Cowboys
2.
haven't won 2 playoff games since 1995.
A lot. If we would have got McMillan, I would have put our chances up a little higher. I like Tyler.
The receiver?
Yeah. But I like T-Book though. T-Book he's been saying some crazy stuff.
Yeah, you like the way you like his interview.
Yeah, he has some crazy energy. So I think, I don't know. We just might. I'm trying to get my hopes up because when I do that, and they start losing. So I'm gonna say we at least get 2 playoff games. 2 playoff games.
That's the script.
And we're gonna have a better record this year than the Colts. That's the next script.
Oh.
Yeah. That's happening.
I don't know.
Having a better record. We're having a crazy record this year.
The Colts benched their quarterback was playing terribly, and they benched him for a 39-year-old who played pretty bad. And then they brought the other guy who was previously playing terribly back in to finish the season, and he got hurt and didn't play the last 2 games. They put the 39-year-old back in. Okay. And the Colts still won 7 games. No, 8 games. They still went 8 and 9. So, like, we need a quarterback, but the rest of the team is not. It's not terrible.
Not bad. Who's in your division again?
Jaguars, Titans, Texans. Texans will be good.
Yeah. The Jaguars last year?
Jaguars fell apart. Another quarterback that I don't really like. Oh, I do like C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me talk about C.J. Stroud every once in a while. C.J. Stroud is a real deal.
He's nice.
I really like him. Yeah.
He got a little bit of truth in him.
Just that way everybody doesn't think I just hate all quarterbacks. I don't. There's some quarterbacks I like.
Who's your favorite 3 quarterbacks right now playing?
Right now?
Yeah. Including the new ones.
Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL.
What?
And it's not close. He's a mile ahead of everybody else.
I just didn't think you would like him because I thought you were just tired of seeing him win.
I'm not necessarily tired of seeing him win.
So he's on the top.
The only reason I would be tired of seeing him win is because I want my team to win and they're in the same conference. But no, I have no beef with Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs.
So he's on top.
None of them. He's a mile ahead of everybody else.
That's wild.
He's by far the best quarterback in the NFL. Yeah.
Not ever though.
No, not ever.
Oh, okay. He's next up.
He could be on his way.
Yeah, he's next up.
But
all right.
not ever. And then who else? I guess Josh Allen from the Bills, reigning MVP, well deserved. And I don't know.
Would you put him third?
I don't know.
Would you put Jaden Daniels at third?
No.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. That's it. I don't know why. Yeah, Joe Burrow. I might put Joe Burrow above Josh Allen, but those are my top three. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's not even okay. So no Lamar Jackson.
No.
No. Obviously no Jalen Hurts. Who else do I think that's decent to be on that list?
And Lamar's cold. Lamar's good.
Nice. Actually, no. Maybe that's the conspiracy that Lamar finally wins one.
You got to pick a lane, man. See, look, you took the tinfoil hat off, and now
all conspiracies are falling.
Yeah, stick with what you went with while you had the hat on.
I want Lamar to win one at least, man.
Yeah,
I feel bad for him.
I mean,
I thought they were going to be good with Derrick Henry, but
well, they had a good year.
Yeah, but it wasn't a Jalen Hurts Eagle year.
Well, we'll see. Wait until Brock Purdy gets paid. That's when everybody's gonna go crazy.
He's nice.
He's gonna get Jordan Love money.
Think so?
Yeah.
He deserves
maybe more. Does he?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, that's the going rate for a quarterback. But
I mean, weren't they in the Super Bowl just recently? Was that not because of?
It was partly because of him. So, but I think they had the best team in the NFL that year.
He was getting paid whack. Trying to step up that rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
And paid as a rookie, playing as a
check my rates.
Pro Bowl.
Check my rates and get back to me. Yeah. I got a life hack.
Life hacks.
For whatever reason, I don't know why my life hacks tend to be about food.
Nah. I wonder what that. Yeah.
Hey, easy. Easy.
I'm not putting the tinfoil hat on for that one.
Great. Yeah, there's no reason to.
No conspiracy there.
All right. So, do you ever cook breakfast?
Yes.
Like you make eggs,
cereal,
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. You know, the works.
No, I mean like.
Yeah, I cook eggs, omelets, French toast.
Okay, all those involve eggs.
Yeah.
So when you pull out your eggs, and the first thing you have to do is crack them, right?
Yeah.
Because we're not talking about boiled eggs.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna cook the eggs, first thing you have to do is crack them. How do you crack your eggs?
I mean, it just depends on what I feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if I know I'm gonna whisk them, I'll have the fork right there, so I'll tap with the side of the fork, yoink, you know. I've done it the side of the bowl, yoink, the mixing bowl, whatever. I've cracked an egg on an egg one time just to like, you know.
You're an anarchist.
You know, but yeah, usually the fork is like the cleanest way. You know, a little tap at the side of the fork.
So you just tap the egg with the side of the fork.
Yeah, look, little like papa.
Okay.
You know, just to get one.
Okay.
Like.
That's interesting. All right. Most people I see like they crack it on the edge of the bowl, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I've done that a couple of times.
That's how I've done it my whole life until recently. Always cracked it on the edge of the bowl. It's hit or miss. You know, is the crack too big? Is it not big enough? Am I losing gel in the bowl? Is it running off the side of the bowl? Whatever. Until I was given the little tip that the best way to crack an egg is on a flat surface.
Like a table?
Or the counter or whatever you're working on. So I just have my paper towel out, crack the egg on the counter.
Yeah.
It cracks flat, splits open, never lose any shell in the bowl. Crack it, drop it in the bowl, do whatever I got to do with the egg. Over and over again. I've been doing this for like 3 months now.
Yeah.
So the life hack is when you go to crack an egg, crack it on a flat surface.
A flat surface?
Don't smash it into the flat surface because, of course, like you've lost your egg at that point, right?
Nah.
Crack it on the flat surface. Your body will know the right pressure, the right force. Yeah. Just crack it. One-handed in the bowl. One-handed.
Yo.
This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Level up on your egg cracking. Improve your breakfast skills. Crack your eggs on a flat surface.
I don't know about that one, man. When we do our little cooking podcast, I really think it's about the pull of the egg. I've cracked some eggs in some like crazy looking cracks, right? And it's like, yo, this might have shell. But every time, if you just pull it at just the right angle and you you make it separate it itself with like a 2-hand gesture, you know, like there's never any shell. Like I've never had shell in my eggs, but I've cracked it all different types.
What
of
kind
eggs.
of eggs are you using? Using these fancy
brown, white.
You know what? I've never bought brown eggs.
Yo, what?
Why are they brown?
Why are brown eggs brown?
Let me get that conspiracy hat.
Yo,
we need to ask our farmer friend why brown eggs are brown. I bet he knows.
Think it's more natural. It might just be like the type of chicken, right? Aren't there like different types of chicken?
I have no idea. And for whatever reason, I've never looked it up. I feel like a racist right now. The only difference is the outside of the shell.
But
there's no other difference between.
But what makes it brown?
A pigment that comes from the chicken. That's my life hack. What you got? I'm holding my breath.
Well, it's not that bad. Not that bad. So I wanted to do something different, you know? We're still recording, right? Yeah. I want to do something different. I struggle to find life hacks each and every week, you know? So last week, obviously, I had the saying of the week. But
I like the saying of the week.
Right? Yeah, it's cool. You like it?
It was cool.
Yeah. I might bring it back. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But and then the week before I had the what was the week before?
It was the phone tips.
Oh, the phone tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the week before that was like the chapstick. You know, I find myself in this lane of just like, you know, there's life hacks, but then there's like real life stuff that happens that you just need, you know, you need like guidance on, right? And so I'm bringing, along with Tinfoil Seth, I'm bringing a new character to the podcast. I'll bring a new character to the podcast. And what's up?
Oh man.
Look, man.
What is happening?
And we just so this is the hood Seth.
Oh no.
Right. And these are gonna be hood tips.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We need to because there's
oh my god,
there's youth out there that we care about that watch our show, man. They need to be educated. You know what I'm saying? You're actually crying. I actually see tears. Nah, there's actual tears. So look, man, I'm gonna give you 3. Now it's like I'm not gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Every week or so.
Why did you just zip it up? And why did your lingo change?
That's what Hood Seth is about, all right?
With the chain.
Put the chain real quick, man. Check it, youth.
No.
Nah, I can do all that. But listen, I do have 3 hood tips. All right. So hood tip number 1: if you walking home, walk into a liquor store, You know what I'm saying? Or you walking just to a regular grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Was that what got
No,
you?
it just I looked at you. And
Yeah.
I've never seen you in a do-rag before.
I wore a do-rag in front of you before.
Never.
You don't remember when me and Oded pulled up with do-rags to play basketball?
Yes, I do remember that. I probably reacted the same way I'm reacting right now.
Bro, we were hooping that day, though. Hooping that day.
All right, go ahead. My bad. You're walking to the liquor store.
Yeah, you know, you're walking around somewhere, right?
Right.
By yourself, you know, maybe with a friend or two, you know what I'm saying? And you're just walking down the street. Maybe you're walking to a friend's house, you park far, whatever it is, whatever the case may be. And you get pulled up on, right? You walk in front of someone's house, just people chill on the steps, and they hit you with the, where you from?
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not from anywhere, all right? I don't live around here, man. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Just not from around here, just, you know, visiting somebody. You're not from anywhere, all right? You're not from, don't say you're from Long Beach. Don't say you're from, I'm from Pedro. I'm from LA. You know, you gotta tell these people nothing. Yeah, just not from around here, just visiting. You know, act like you don't know anything and just keep pushing. Keep walking.
Wow.
That's it. The less you engage, the less they engage, and you're chilling. All right. Number 2, depending on what area you're from or what area you're in, you have to be mindful about where you're at. Okay. And this goes with the hoods over here, and this goes with even traveling to Mexico. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it's what you wear is stunting. Can't stunt too much. Don't, this chain, hey, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Tuck your chain.
Tuck your chain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you got J's on, just, you know, hey, have to walk a little faster, you know? You got some nice shoes on, but if you can avoid wearing flashy stuff in the neighborhoods where you think it's not too safe, then do that. Have some common sense, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to a party and you know you're going to be there late and you're going to have to be walking down to your car the next block over, don't wear nothing crazy. Wear something modest. Keep it pushing. And if while you're walking to your car at night and someone calls out to you, hey, yo, man. Hey, man, don't answer them, bro.
Wow.
If they don't call you by name, you keep walking. Hey. They might be talking to a million. There might be a million other people walking out there with you. It might be 1 in the morning. There still might be a lot more people. You don't answer. You just keep it pushing. That's it.
Get to your car.
Get to your car. Lock your doors. Then start the car.
Wow.
In that order.
Okay.
That's what Seth, man. You know, you have to. Sometimes these things are not just taught in school. You know
No,
what I'm
they're
saying?
not.
The street isn't taught in school, man. You have to learn these things.
So what were those 3?
So if you get hit with where you from, you're not from anywhere. I'm not from anywhere.
Right.
Not from around here, man. Just, you know, visiting a friend. Don't stunt. You know, try not to stunt as much. If you're in a nice little area, whatever, boom, 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 that's cool. You know, if you know you're somewhere that's a little bit questionable, tuck your chain. You know, maybe if you have a ring, turn that ring around. You know what I'm saying? If you're a lady, turn that ring around a little bit. Don't show the diamond off.
Don't flash the bling.
Yeah, don't flash the bling. Got some shoes on, keep it pushing. And if someone calls out to you, and whether it be in the nighttime, the daytime, and your back is turned to them, do not acknowledge them. Act like you're deaf.
Wow.
You just keep it pushing. That's it. You don't gotta. They didn't call you by name.
They must not have been talking to you.
They must not have been talking to you.
Wow.
That's what it is. So I was gonna, you know, when I was pulling over here with this, I was like, what am I gonna? I drop hood tips. Did I drop the bar of the week? Like, what's it gonna be?
Bar of the week.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But it's hood tips.
Hood tips. I was not ready for hood tips, bro. I was not ready. Life hacks about cracking eggs. Hood tips about getting banged on.
And now we got a new combo. We got the bucket hat Dewey.
Oh,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Bucket hat Dewey.
And you don't have to stop there. You could flip the hood on. You can
Right?
go beanie.
Bucket hat.
Bucket hat, conspiracy hat. I
This
think
is the ultimate combo right here.
there you go.
Bucket hat Dewey bucket hat hoodie. That's cold right there.
The Dewey blue cap. How come you don't have? How come you get a blue do-rag?
A blue Dewey? So it's capping? Sure getting.
Right. Okay.
For sure getting asked where I'm from if I walk out with this.
This has been Hood Tips with Prison Mike.
Prison Seth. You got a good life. Got a good life. And also, if you guys have questions, you know what I mean? You guys want us to talk about some certain topics here on the podcast. We've been meaning to do this for a minute, but tap in. You know what I'm saying? Those comments, they're down below. That subscribe button is down below. You know, the thumbs up button, it's all down below. That's what you guys need.
Check that out.
You know, all three of those. Just real quick. Doesn't take much time. If you're watching us, you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Come on now. I'm glad I have the Dewey on when I'm... What you doing, man? What you doing, man? We watching our videos out being subscribed, yo.
Hey, the finger guns make sense now.
Sideways though now.
That's it for the podcast, man. Thanks for being here with us again. Appreciate the support. Like, subscribe, comment. Y'all know if you've commented, you always get a reply. You always get a reply. So drop your thoughts.
Exactly.
But make them thoughts, though. Make them thoughts. Yeah, we'll be back for more content. We'll get into some more serious topics as well. Looking forward to that.
Definitely.
And we always got new reveals, new premieres reveals for you.
All the time.
Yeah. And that's it, man. It's your boy Seth and your boy Fred. Another episode of The Kick.
Sir.
Catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Boy.
Shiny fight up.
I don't. It doesn't matter. Oh, well, I guess.
Yeah, well, like, what's the?
Isn't it gonna be shiny on both sides?
Well, you got like the gold side and you got like shiny side, right?
Oh, yeah, shiny.
What's that?
I think I see gold is what we started up to.
Already. That's enough. That is broke. There you go. Let's go. All right. I'll leave it.
That's perfect. Hey, he had on a beanie the whole time.
I never thought about. I'm gonna dye my hair before I shave it all off.
Or don't.
Nah, you just gave me a great idea. I'm gonna dye my hair before I shave it off. That's yeah. Why didn't I think about that?
Because it's a bad idea.
No, that's a good idea.
Blue eggs. Of course, we know they're speckled eggs.
Yeah, we know there's blue eggs.
eggs.
The blue eggs are always trying to hold down the brown eggs. What do you mean blue eggs matter, homie? Might make more sense. You know what I mean?
If it don't make dollars.
The dad joke hat.
We do.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it, like a fishing hat?
Yeah.
A Kangol?
Yeah.
There we go.
I was confused on if I wanted to say "What's up, everybody" or "What's poppin'."
Say both.
What's poppin' and what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seth.